welcome once again to Twice Told Parables, the program that offers a fresh, but not essentially different, telling of the parables of Jesus. For today's installment, we are proud to present the Good Samaritan, found in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, verses 25 through 37, a parable told to teach us that we are to consider all men, even those we consider to be our enemies, as our neighbors. And now, the Good Samaritan. Once upon a time, there were two mice, one named Jasper.
Hello.
And another named Buster.
Yeah.
Jasper and Buster took odd jobs around the neighborhood. They saved their money in matching piggy banks.
I've saved over $200. How much do you have, Buster?
I got slightly less than that.
Buster only had $2.15.
Thanks for spilling the beans there, pal.
What have you been spending your money on, Buster?
Oh, all kinds of things.
Well, actually, the main reason Buster had so little wasn't because he spent so much, but because he didn't work as often or as hard as Jasper did.
There you go again. Why, I oughta...
One day, Jasper and Buster asked their mother if they could travel to town to spend some of their money.
What is it that you want to buy?
Well, Mother, there's this really neat board game I've had my eye on for a long time.
And what about you, Buster? I think I have enough to buy some candy or gum, or maybe a whole bottle of pop. Very well, but be careful and watch out for each other.
We will, Mother.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. I've watched enough of those westerns to know how to take care of myself.
And so Jasper and Buster headed off for town. Jasper took his wagon with him to carry home the board game he intended to buy. But before they had even left, a cat was walking that same way and down that same road they would be walking down later.
Well, I have over $300 in my wallet. I want to buy a brand new scratching post. It's a multi-level rough and tumble Scratchmaster 3000. It's the latest in scratching post technology.
While on the road, the cat was approached by a gang of raccoons, dressed in leather jackets and with toothpicks in their mouths.
Say there, cat. What time is it?
Oh, well, let me see. Oh, it's 1:05 p.m. exactly.
Say, that's a mighty fine watch you've got there. Yeah, that is a fine watch.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thank you. Obviously, you are raccoons who appreciate a fine timepiece.
Oh, we do. Say, fellas, get a load of those fancy shoes, say?
Oh, yes. These are custom-fit antique ostrich stretch leather Oxfords.
Why, I would say someone could walk all day in those shoes and never experience a single ache.
Well, that's true. Obviously, along with being raccoons who appreciate a fine timepiece, you are also raccoons who appreciate quality footwear.
I should say we do. Say?
Oh, and look at that impressive wallet he has.
Oh, my wallet? But it's just an ordinary imitation wallet. Nothing special. Besides, it's in my back pocket. Oh, how could you even see it?
Well, we didn't get a real good look at it. Yeah, but good enough to see how thick it is.
Yeah, you must have a lot of money in there.
Oh, how observant of you. I have $300 in there. You see, I'm on my way to town. I want to buy a brand new scratching post. It's a multi-level rough and tumble Scratchmaster 3000. Oh, it's the latest in scratching post technology.
Well, I have an idea. Why don't you just give that $300 to us?
Oh, but if I do that, I won't be able to buy that brand new scratching post. The multi-level rough and tumble Scratchmaster 3000.
Yeah, but if you give that $300 to us, say, we'll each have $100 apiece.
Well, I see the logic of what you're saying, but as I mentioned before, if I do that, then I won't be able to buy that brand new scratching post. You know, the one that's the latest in scratching post technology.
Perhaps we're not being clear enough here. We're not asking you to give us that $300. We're telling you.
Say, wait a second here. You're not just fine timepiece and fashion-conscious fellow travelers. You're ruffians.
Get 'em, guys!
The three ruffian raccoons attacked the cat and beat him and took his wallet with the $300 in it. Once they had completed this task, they ran off, leaving the cat lying by the side of the road.
See?
A short time later, a wealthy beaver came walking along. He spotted the cat lying there.
Well, look at that. I fear my tight schedule will not allow me to aid him in any way. And, of course, my total lack of sympathy is leading me to the same conclusion.
And so he passed by the cat, crossing to the other side of the road. Then a college professor owl came walking along, and he too spotted the cat lying by the side of the road.
Oh, now, this is an interesting situation. If I wasn't busy concentrating on the writing of my next treatise on the lack of empathy in social society, I might be inclined to help him. Although I shall have to make a note to include this incident in my work.
And the owl, just like the beaver, walked on by, crossing over to the other side of the road. Finally, Jasper and Buster came walking past. Now, it must be understood that mice, like Jasper and Buster, generally steer clear of cats.
Yeah, we're not exactly on speaking terms, if you know what I mean.
But Jasper, overcome by compassion, ran over to the cat to see if he was all right.
Oh, Buster, look, he's been beaten pretty badly. He must have been waylaid by ruffians.
Yeah, well, better him than us.
But we can't just leave him here. We've got to help him.
What are you talking about? He's a cat.
But he's also our neighbor, and Jesus said that we should love our neighbor as ourselves.
Oh, you have got to be kidding.
Come on, let's bandage his wounds. Then we can put him into our wagon and take him into the city to get some medical attention.
I don't believe this.
Here, help me lift him up.
You must be out of your... Hey, what's this on the ground over here? It's a dollar bill.
What did you say?
Oh, who, me? Oh, I didn't say nothing at all. I'll bet those ruffians dropped it when they robbed him. Well, no sense letting it just lie here. I'll just put it in my pocket. Now I've got $3.15. I'll be able to buy some candy and some gum, or maybe 2 bottles of pop.
After some effort, Jasper finally was able to get the injured cat into his wagon. He wheeled him into town and took him to the veterinarian.
Doctor, you must help this poor cat. And here, I hope I have enough money to pay for whatever he needs. Well, take care of him, please. And whatever more he needs, we'll come back tomorrow and repay you. Won't we, Buster? Buster? I wonder where he went.
Buster was gone. While on their way into the city, Buster began thinking.
Say, those ruffians left that dollar bill behind. They may have left more. I'm going back there to see if I can find any.
And so Buster returned to where he and Jasper had found the cat, and he began looking to see if he could find any more money. Meanwhile, the raccoon ruffians, after counting their spoil, discovered that they were $1 short.
Hey, there's only $299 here. Say, that won't divide evenly into the 3 of us, say?
Let's go back and see if we can find that missing dollar.
And so they returned to where they had robbed the cat and found Buster there looking under rocks and behind bushes.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
What's it to you?
I'll tell you what it is to us. We left a dollar bill here earlier, say?
Yeah, and we've come back to get it.
And judging from the way you're acting, I would say you have it.
Oh, yeah? Well, what's the serial number?
Say, you trying to be a smart aleck?
I wouldn't waste my time being a smart anything with the likes of you. And I'll beat it.
We're gonna beat something, all right.
With that, the 3 ruffian raccoons took the dollar bill Buster had found earlier, along with the $2.15 he had saved, and gave him a swat. He went flying through the air and landed on the other side of the road, where he was run over by a family of squirrels. A short time later, Jasper came by, pulling his wagon behind him. He found Buster lying by the side of the road.
Buster, are you all right?
I don't know. Do stars come out during the day?
Jasper put Buster into the wagon and took him home, where their mother took care of him.
Here, Buster, drink a cup of this hot tea. Will it make the room stop spinning?
Once, during Jesus' earthly ministry, a lawyer stood up and attempted to test Jesus by asking him, "Teacher, what shall I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus challenged the lawyer as to how he understood the law of God in that regard. The lawyer answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." Following this response, Jesus said to him, "You have answered correctly. Do this, and you will live." But the lawyer, desiring to justify himself, asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus then told the story of the Good Samaritan, the point of which was to teach us that we are to consider all men to be our neighbors, even those who we might consider to be our enemies, even those who are different from us, even those we might consider beneath us, or despise because we consider them above us. We must always and everywhere treat all men with respect as having been created in the image of God. We must be ready and willing to show mercy and compassion and to do good to all men. The Samaritan proved to be a neighbor to the man who fell among robbers. Jesus said, "You go and do likewise."